So I want to wish everyone a happy Visakha, or as some people say, Vesak Day. Today is a very special day for Buddhists because a couple very special things happened today. In the past, a long time ago, today was the day that Prince Siddhartha was born. Prince Siddhartha was known as the Bodhisattva. A Bodhisattva means someone who is in training to become the Buddha. Then, after many years, he grew up, he experienced his life, and he decided he wanted to ordain. And so he ordained. And after 6 years of serious practice, he became enlightened as the Buddha on the very same day as his birthday. Then, after his whole life of working so hard, during his whole life, he worked so hard to spread the religion and teach the people. And then at the end, he died on his birthday. And so today is the anniversary of all three of those things: his birth, his enlightenment, and then his passing away. Now, one thing I want to point out about the Buddha's life that is interesting is, can you imagine how many kinds of people he met during his whole life when he's teaching people? Some people were easy to teach. He just said one word, said one thing, pointed at one thing, and that person became enlightened. Super easy. Then there was another group who he had to explain, he had to be patient, he had to teach them, and then they became enlightened. Then there was another group who kept making mistakes over and over. He had to keep scolding them, punishing them, like getting them in trouble. And then after a lot of work, they became enlightened. One famous case was his servant. When he was the prince, he had a servant named Channa who was always with him. And then when the prince went to ordain, Channa was the one who rode the horse to bring him there. Channa eventually became a monk. But because he used to be close to the prince, he was very egotistical, very haughty. And so he didn't listen to anyone, he didn't focus on his practice, he was very, very stubborn. And no matter what people said, he wouldn't listen. So imagine, for the Buddha's entire life of 80 years, this person has been there nearby. And what happened? He didn't listen, he was stubborn. And so the Buddha, before he passed away, he says, for this one person, Channa, I want everyone to punish him by not talking to him. Everyone is not allowed to talk to him. And because of that, Channa felt a lot of suffering and shame. And eventually he finally practiced and became an arahant. So this is an example of the super stubborn, the kind that took your whole life to teach, but after you died, they learned. And then there's the final type, the type that you can't teach them, you can't help them. It's a lost cause. And so when we look at these 4 types of people, it's very important to know, what type are you? Are you the kind of person that someone says at one time and you just listen? Are you the kind of person that someone has to teach a little bit extra? We'll call you the +1 extra. Are you the extra? Or are you the super extra, where they have to teach you a lot for you to listen? Or are you the last type, the unteachables? These people are hopeless. What type are you? Whatever type that you are, it's not something set in stone. We can change. We have the ability to change. So if you know that you're a certain type and you don't want to be that type, then change. Become a better type. Upgrade yourself. Become the type you want to be. And that is our path. And so for today, on this very special day, I want to anumotana with all of you for coming to the temple today, making your offerings, participating in this special holy day. And we want to thank you and hope that this merit protects you, keeps you healthy, and gets you what you want if it's good for you.